Morning. Effie Lang, it's great to see you. Hello from
Hi,
Canada.
Carol.
And we want to say hi to our YouTube audience and
Yeah.
thank you guys for joining us today in the Sacred Energy of Circle. And today you're going to be able to watch Effie and I as we connect to spirits who have gone over to the other side and deliver messages from those people. And our hope is that by watching us at work live, you'll come to understand that the loved ones that you're grieving for are in fact still with you. So please join us as we open with a prayer. Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Please help us to open all of our senses, physical and spiritual, so that we can receive your messages without interference from our own minds. We humbly ask that you make this circle an uplifting and joyous experience for everyone in attendance. Please ask the spirits who recognize the voices in this room to join us this morning so that we will know that they watch over us, love us, and protect us still. And please allow us to deliver the information presented by Spirit with grace and compassion, in complete trust and respect of your infinite wisdom. Amen. All right, and I'm not going to set a timer up, so let's just kind of go with the flow today since it's just the two of us. All right, and whoever gets a link first, just hop on in there, okay?
So Carol, it looks like you're ready to go, and so am I.
Well, I'll defer to you
I
then.
think
So go ahead.
both of us, I could
Go
see
ahead.
it and feel it. And so there's the birthdays. There's a lady that's just the audience. I know Carol. I know her roots are in Canada, some of them, and I have read for her. So intention is to get information that is different, but still combining with the overall, unfolding the story of where the spirit world is taking me today for Carol and also for Carol's loved ones. It could be also that are still living around her. But I understand, and I was up north this week in Muskoka, and I thought of you, and I remember driving down the highway and southbound, and I thought of your family and the hotel that used to be, and you came to my thoughts, and immediately your family also came to my mind. And I go, how lovely it must have been to have this heritage, this property, family to visit. The memories just flooded me, and I was overwhelmed with emotions because of the cottage that I have today up north, building that network for my children. And and the lady, the one that owned the property, is coming forward today. That would have just loved to be outside. This would be your grandmother, Carol,
Okay.
when she's here, and she didn't have to garden. The roots, the grass that is around there would have started just to come up naturally. The perennials, sorry, the annuals every year. She would have loved her garden, the woman. I do have, and there is the lady that I stepped before that had the crystal clear blue eyes. That is here. Would you understand that lady with the blue eyes that is
Yes.
here?
Yeah.
And would you understand this is your mother?
Yes.
Okay, that is definitely
You got both
beautiful,
of them.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome. Okay.
hmm
The power
Now,
team.
I didn't know your mom had blue eyes, so I'm really glad she's because
Yeah.
and the thing is they're working with us while I'm working with them for new information. And you have brown eyes. Oh, that she
I'm
says is
Hazel.
a
Yeah.
oh the
Yeah.
hazel.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hazel.
and
Yeah.
she would have loved. Your mom would have with just walking around. She's like an angel, like around the property. Would have loved it there, being up there, being
Yeah.
around her, but also her garden and also her flowers that she every year. And there's a particular flower, the lilies that come. Not the lilies, but the flower that blooms that is orange in the middle and also white that comes up. I don't know. I'm learning my flowers, orchids too. No, just a moment. There's a third one coming in. I just gotta hold on for a wedding that is happening. Your
Okay.
family
All right.
are coming up, but your mother walks around, and very much had buttons. And this buttons of knowing uh, how to sew and make button on the jeans and on the pants, and you can spread out all the buttons. And she had every one there, like around the world, and every color
Hmm.
was there. And you would also enjoy these buttons that were in the jar because you could use crafts with them and paste and put glue on the paper and have little feathers
Hmm.
that are there. And the two of you almost work together side by side. And you'd remember the needles and the little point that she'd put it so delicately through. And then she'd start, and you'd be watching and learning. So there's such a teacher student with your mom that she has passed on these traditions, these ways to you today that have not left you, that are still inside you. When you see things from nothing, you can make it into something. And it is crafty, but it takes me also to you liking to go outside to places where there are stores, where they are their mom and pop shops, where you like unique things, and going to crafts again and to feathers, and also you love to see the feathers of the dream catchers and have a particular yearning towards them,
Yeah.
and liking a, a, a couple of them, not just one or two, but it's not a collection, but seeing these and putting these out there the indigenous way of natural. And that was your mom too. That was your mom, natural way. And so as you're both here, there would have been also a schoolhouse that you'd have had to build with popsicles. Actually, no, the popsicle sticks were out too as a child, Carol, and
Yeah.
plasticine and crayons. So there's such a way about you, how you open up your eyes to the world and see it, the curiosity that your mother instilled inside you. She's so busy that she can't stop. She needs to be doing something. I feel your mom. There was a
Mm.
point of time in her life when she got retired where she had to do, what am I going to do with my time? Which also with yourself, you are retired, trying to find things to do with your time, things to find hobbies, and would you understand this, Carol?
I understand that about my mom. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Would Excuse me, would you also understand this about your life today? Trying to find things to do with your time, retirement. If
My time is packed. I already did that.
thank- thanks. And she's taking there's glue also, so Elmer's glue, where she'd help you
Uh-huh.
with your projects that are here. And she'd be like looking beside you while she's doing her thing. And she does also cross stitch, your mom, that is here, those cross
Hmm.
stitch. And she has a very beautiful way of knowing the sewing, the seamstress, a natural way about her clothes. Um, uh, and upstairs, there is a creative theater within your family, in your house, of theater, and having a box full of clothes that I want to wear that feel to me I want to be in a play, and having them taken out and from a long time ago. And there would be like a pirate's costume within there with hats from that time, that era of coats, with the buttons that go down the double cross. And your mom kept these in good shape, but it was also for you, for having a desire for the theater and plays, which you understand is for yourself, Carol.
I understand the box of clothes, the costumes. Yes.
And there was also white shirts, frills from a long time ago, that
Uh-huh.
era,
Yeah.
that is in there, and ties that are in there. And it smells like mothballs, so she kept them
Oh
in good
yeah.
shape. And there would be
Oh God.
mothballs
Yeah.
that were in there. Your mom takes me on this tour of her home, but also yourself, of going to just this intricate way of the relationship that was connection of yin and yang, a blend of both daughter and mother, this lovely way of harmonizing the both of you, where she nurtured you, but you also nurtured her. It's this gorgeous way of beauty between. It's absolutely lovely. And she holds up the buttons, Carol, where which button, and she actually has a very, very good eye with color. and she knows with colors what goes good in the house. She's not an interior designer, but would place certain furniture. She also knows how to do upholstery of furniture. My
Good.
God,
Yes. Yeah.
and there were there was a chair, within that would come apart, and she would know how to, the correct color. So there's two chairs that are in the colors of like a dark burnt orange or reddish, and there's a certain chair that has flowers on it. From that time, they're like armchairs that are here, and going to stores and looking at certain, actually, consignment stores, upholstery stores, how to put more, make, actually, no, just a moment. She knew the correct fabrics of how to put it, the upholstery, how to find it, how to repair it and bring it back to shape. And underneath the chairs, there would have made sure not to get the floor scratched. She would have had these little covers to
Hmm.
put them underneath. So she took very good care of her furniture. And
She
in the
did.
home, it would have been at one time a real fireplace, and it changed afterwards. We weren't using it, but at one time it was a real fireplace. Would you understand this?
Yes.
And would you understand it did not, I didn't use it at the end afterwards,
Correct.
the way we used to. That is here. She would
Yeah.
have also had candles in the home, Carol. And these candles, every year I want to take them out, and the wick just keeps going further down and down. If not, then it takes me to the place that was on the family. There would be power outages. Often it was a common thing for the weather. So the candles and the flashlights were ready. Do say the no, because I do love no's and love working
I
with
was
them.
going to say, I do not know about the other property, but I know
Okay.
my mother had candles that she brought out in the family for holidays.
Emergent holidays. I didn't
Holi-
feel the holidays. I feel emergencies. Your mom was ready with backup flashlights.
Yeah,
Um,
she had flashlights too. Yeah.
every just ready and lanterns to walk around the home
Hmm.
when there's an emergency. So this is a lady that was prepared for life, for also yourself, prepared you for life, how to navigate the
Hmm.
challenges and how to the logical, practical ways of life, not to rely on others, to
Hmm.
use what we have, but to always be ready. And it's simple. And that's what I love about your mom. And there is a name that is stepping forward. She's not saying my name of Effie, but Ellie or Ellen, another spirit that is stepping forward of El, Len, Len. Would you understand
I can
this?
take it. Yes. Hmm.
Or would you understand it's Ellen or Len, Ellie?
It's Helen. Helen.
Ooh, I'm not going to blend with two today because I got a busy day ahead.
Okay.
Um, and the love of mom and her crystal clear blue eyes that she stares down at you with love from the other side, and the love that she has for her daughter and watches how prepared she is in life, and how she walks with pride and love, and how she's giving you the tools of protection, where you go and how you look at this world with curiosity and see the beauty in others and give them a chance and opportunity, but you're still very, very thorough looking at the details of things. That was your mom.
Hmm.
There are letters coming in from another person that is here, letters of love. This is
Oh,
another spirit that is stepping in. I want to save the letters, but the love of your mom that steps in, and the crystal clear blue eyes that she blows you kisses from the other sides, and you talk to her and just blow her kisses too. Thank you,
oh,
Carol.
oh, Effie, my gosh, you made me want to cry there. That was fabulous. Jeez. Oh gosh. Oh, so where do I start? Well, I'll go back first of all to just say that everything that you said was pretty much spot on here. But what I wanted to show to our YouTube audience or talk to about our YouTube audience was Effie did exactly what she said she was going to do, and she brought in information that has never come in before. okay, which was really interesting to see. And so, first of all, the furniture upholstery.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
she did
I didn't
that.
know this.
Okay.
I
She
didn't know this.
actually did
Yes.
that. Yes. Okay. And, and it was just because, uh, you know, living in the area where she was raised, you had to know how to do everything. Okay. And in our own home, okay, with the kids, when the furniture got pretty beat up, okay, she reupholstered the entire, all the chairs and the backs of the chairs. She did that herself, which is such an unbelievable piece of information. That was fantastic. Okay. And then the trunk with the clothes was another funny thing.
Oh
But
my
but the
gosh,
funny
I
the
love
funny
that.
part about that was the mothballs, because it was so many mothballs and they smell,
Oh,
and being a kid, you don't want to take those clothes on and give them time to air out. You want to use them right away, and then you stink, because
yeah.
it was awful, it was just awful. But that was fantastic, Effie. Thank you so much. So I want to just kind of like throw a question out to you, if I may, and to let our YouTube audience know. Okay, Effie is actually a mentor in Canada. Okay, she has a website. If you're interested in learning mediumship in that area, okay, you can go to Effie's website, which is, give me the name.
www.effilink.com.
Okay, there we go.
It's
And that's
simple institute.
EFFIE and then LINKE.com.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
put it in the comments too,
Yeah.
underneath the video, so that you have that. So you can contact Effie, directly for lessons if you're interested in learning more about this. But what I thought was really fascinating, or what was the fact that I was just thinking about my mother this morning. Okay. And I was thinking about something that my mother taught me that I am not going to say here because it may come up in a future reading. Okay. But now you come in and you do this reading about my mother and the things that she taught me.
Mhm.
Coincidence?
Gotcha. Your
How
inner
did
science,
that happen? Explain.
because you're very well, you're connected to your mom
Yeah.
and the thoughts. And so what they do is how they communicate with us is through our thoughts. That's one of the ways so you're already thinking of your mom. You're connected to your mom. You're a medium. The thoughts are already there. So as soon as you think of your mom, she's already getting the signal on the other side that Carol is thinking of me, of I. And so it's almost this communications interaction. Like the infusion goes out there, it goes to your mom. All of a sudden, your mom's going, "Yes, and how, actually, I just came to me. How many times have we thought of someone and they come in a reading in a short period of time? All the time. And I'll say, "My God, I haven't heard from you. Where have you been?" Bang, the next time I'm in a circle, there they are. So every time we think of our loved ones, it's like a crystal ray or satellite signal that goes to them immediately that they also get the information. So it's all in our thoughts, our intention. It's all up here. It's like the blending of communication. How do they blend with us? Impressions. We can hear them, we can feel them. But one of the other ways really is also our thoughts. As soon as we put the thought out there, it goes into the universe. They pick it up and lo and behold, she comes in with those beautiful crystal clear blue eyes.
Yes. But now, can yeah, I'm a medium, obviously. Okay, but can
But you
people
asked her
who
for
aren't
help. Oh,
people who aren't mediums do the same thing?
yes, but we need to be much more in tune. We need to be at
How
a
do you
place
mean?
where we're open to receive, open to receive. So we have to clear our minds, get out of our way, get the analytical thoughts, the logic, all of that, and just be open to receive in whichever way they will communicate. And we don't know how that will come. Being a medium is a little easier for you because you know how the interaction works, you know the process, you know how to blend, how to communicate with them. When we're not, there's 1,001 things going through our heads the entire day. What did we do? From our work to our children to our tasks, put the thought out there, think of your loved one, ask them for a sign, and just be open to the way the sign will come in. And it can be on a car where you can see it on a license plate, their name. It can be also where you're asking for flowers and all of a sudden a truck comes by and it's a floral truck and it's your mom's favorite color of the flowers. It may not be the exact flower, but it could be the color of the flower. It could be someone in a conversation on a bus where you're listening to a conversation. You're not listening, but in the background, they'll say something, enough is enough, or, oh gosh, my mom always said that. So they're going to find a way to communicate with you in this world. It's our job to be open to how it comes in, and we don't know the way it'll come in.
This is an interesting point because I think a lot of people who are watching this broadcast are familiar with the ideas that they will leave change. Pennies is the big one, okay, or they'll drop feathers, something like this. But you're bringing up the idea of all of these different kinds of messages that people overlook.
So, yeah, so we want help. When we ask the spirit world for help, we need to be very specific. The number one thing I've learned with my own personal experiences is the more specific you are, the better it is for them. So when you say, I need help, they cannot help us because they can't read our thoughts. So if you were to say, Effie, help me, I would ask you with what? I don't know. Well, I need help with my hair. I'm just picking up your beautiful hair today. Well, what do you need
Thank you.
help with your hair? I need to cut it. How? I need to cut it just a little shorter. How short? Do you see how I need it up to here. Okay, so you need it to here, but do you want a couple of layers? Do you see the specifics on how many questions I asked just to get to how short? I had to get to three
Right.
or four questions to find out you want your haircut shorter, but maybe it's not to here. It could be an extra length, or I don't know. Like there's so many, or maybe you want it to be colored a different color. I don't- So the more specific I am with my requests, the better it is, and to give them permission because they need permission to help us. They just cannot come in and start helping us. They gotta have that. It's that free will here. So we're
Okay.
here. We're born in this world. We go into a rabbit hole. We have no idea how to navigate this crazy, chaotic world. But there are tools, which is what your mom has given you in life, Carol.
Mhm.
She has given you the tools how to move, how to live,
Mhm.
how to practical tools. The tools also are these tools of these spiritual tools. I learned my own experiences how to get help from the other side and to be open in how it comes in. Another good example is I will need a doctor or a loved one of mine will need a specific kind of doctor that could have a waiting list that's a long time, or it could be how do I find a doctor that I'm looking on Google. I'm trying to find a doctor that is specific for this kind, and they're not around. I'll put the rays out. I'll put the infusion out to give them permission as specific as possible with timelines. I need to be open that I have to, or my loved one may get a doctor's appointment, and it may not be the doctor we put the request out, but that doctor may know a doctor that has that specific expertise that we need. Or they may refer us to that doctor, and it may be the wrong doctor, but that referral could take us to another doctor. So the patience is incredibly big on our part, that they're doing the best that they can to
Mhm.
help us. We need to also be open into how it comes in. And the way it comes in is just to, as soon as not to second guess it. This is them trying to communicate with us and how to help us too. There are some things they cannot help us with, and this is part of our learning lessons. So the future. There are some things we cannot know. Because if we know what the outcome is, what is the learning lesson that we are going to learn from it? We
Hmm.
cannot
Right.
know we can't know. There are some things that we are supposed to go through that we have asked for, believe it or not, in this crazy world, we have asked for
Hmm.
certain learning lessons. And if we ask them for our future, they may or may not tell us. And we have to be open that it's for our highest good. But one thing I have learned with my own personal is when I'm specific and I ask for certain things, is to be open in the way it comes in. And if I don't receive it in the way I was expecting it, or maybe I don't receive it's for my highest good, to trust that this is the way this I have to trust them. They're my best friends. Okay.
I know.
If I have anything today, my team is I have built this relationship with my team. They are my best friends. I have trust them with everything. And they have come through time and time again. And when I want things and it doesn't come in, I realized later on, a couple of months later, or maybe a year later, I'm so glad that didn't happen.
No
That's a
kidding.
big loaded question. I answer response
Okay.
I
Yeah.
gave, but I just to share uh, my experiences, but also when you're asking for things, be specific. And if it doesn't come in, to trust that there's a reason why.
Okay. So when you're talking about asking for things, I one term that I think a lot of people would know is manifestation, okay, or manifesting things. So this is what you're talking about here.
Yes, manifesting things to happen.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, abundance, all of that. But it could be like just shared the doctor
Hmm.
asking for a specific health doctor to help with you or your loved one. You need this doctor, or you need to get to a certain location and you don't have the funds to get to that location. The way it comes in is the way it comes in. You don't know if someone's going to give you a ride. It could be a carpool. You don't know if a train ticket will come out of nowhere. You don't know if someone will gift you some. It's going to come in the way it comes in.
Well, and you're bringing up a good point. And for our YouTube audience, I'll talk about my experiences with manifestation. And one thing that Effie pointed out here that I think is so true is the fact that they won't give you everything that you ask for, okay? Because it may not be in your highest and best good. And of course, the big example with this is everybody wants money, right? Everybody wants money, okay? Spirit world may not think you need more money than what you already have, and in which case you're not going to get it, okay? But I'll tell you my personal experience is I can manifest green lights when I'm driving. Okay. Like I'm driving across the road, there's a red light in front of me, and I'll look at that light and say, turn green, make that light turn green. And it does. And I sail through and I don't have to stop. But it happens um, statistically more than it should happen. Okay. I can change the light just by thinking about it. And then another thing is parking spaces. When I
Hmm.
drive. Okay.
Yes.
And I'll say, I want a parking space that is not too far from the door. Okay. And, the parking lot can be packed. It's Christmas time or whatever. Okay. And I'll drive up, the parking lane, the alley there. And then all of a sudden the space will open right up near the front of the store and I'll pull right in it.
Wow.
And
Wow. I
so
love that.
my suggestion to our YouTube audiences is that, you know, don't ask for like wealth beyond your imagination. Okay, start with the
Mhm.
smaller things. Okay,
Yeah.
so ask for like little things first. Okay, and
Yes.
see how
Thank
that
you.
goes, and you
Yeah.
will be shocked, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Because we have to build also our energy, like our vessels
Yeah.
inside, to receive. And if we were to receive all this light, all the things, we could burst. We're not ready for some of that also. That's another topic to one day down
Right.
the road we can discuss um, on YouTube. But how many times, Carol, have you thought of someone and then next minute you see them a week later in person? You were just on my mind. I don't know why, but you were in
Yeah,
my mind.
that's another one.
Or you will think of someone and then you call them and they really need to hear from you or they
Mhm.
really need a friend
Yep,
at that
yep,
moment. They are going through a tough, and you have no idea.
yep.
Those are not coincidences.
No, not at
This
all.
is really another way of how they are communicating to us and to trust those first thoughts that keep, or if they keep coming in, patterns, we'll start to notice themes, just to trust it because they're working with us also with our world.
Hmm.
As soon as we open up and give them permission to work with us, they're going to do that. But we need to be open in how they communicate, and we don't know how that will happen. We have to do our part. We have to have the effort in, put the
Hmm.
effort in.
Yes, yes.
And
And,
just like
and
mediumship, just like mediumship, what we're doing, it just doesn't happen overnight. One day we realize we can do this, and we just don't start talking. It takes time. We have to attune
absolutely.
ourselves. We have to refine. We have to develop. We have to. And the more we do that, once I noticed I was giving 100%, they were giving 1,010%.
Hmm.
They're working with me. Just recently, I started to work with animal communication because I'm doing some shows on animal communication. Carol, we had no animals. We had no cats or anything growing up. And I did not realize how many breeds of animals there are, of dogs in general. I didn't realize there was like retrievers or different types of. I thought it was just one, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going
Yeah,
to
we
do
had
this?
animals.
And I'm just going, "Bleh." This is going to be quite. But I'm putting the effort in. Guess what they're doing now?
They're sending you animals.
Absolutely,
Okay.
to
Yeah.
help me,
Okay.
and they're helping me in any way possible that they can. I've opened up the channel. I opened up the door. The line is wide open. I need help. And I'm very specific with what I needed help in. And almost every reading that I put the intention in, yes, it's an animal. And it being open to whichever way comes in. I have no control on how the animal is going to come in. It could be a name, it could be a breed. Now they know I'm struggling with breeds. They know this, but so they're gonna tell me what I know with animals. And I know a retriever, but I didn't know there was a Labrador retriever too, just this week. So there's two retrievers. And I went, okay, learning. So the sitter had a Labrador, and I said, retriever, golden, close, Labrador. So that, again, this is how they're helping me.
Hmm.
They're helping me. So I love that. So all of that, I know Siberian Huskies. So I had a Siberian Husky. Uh, I didn't realize there was what was the poodles, the types of different types of poodles. It goes on and on and on. But hey, guess what? You
That's
put
what
the
they send to
intention,
you.
you think of
Yeah.
it, and now the animals are all coming in, and cats and birds and you name it. So I'm doing the work,
Okay.
and they're helping me
Okay.
with the readings.
Okay. So for the benefit of our YouTube audience here, if you're mourning someone who you have lost, all right, what do you think you need to do? Okay, to have that person come in to see you. Okay, set that intention, put it out there, make the request that you would like to hear from that person. However, okay, spirit may say you weren't ready to hear from that person yet. Okay. And sometimes that happens in, heaven forbid, cases of abuse, something like this. Okay. But if you have a good relationship with that person on the other side, you know, there's a very strong possibility that, yes, that spirit's going to be, right there
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
help you. Okay. You know,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
make you aware that they're there for you. So,
I love that you said this, Carol. I know I want you to read I know just a little bit about touching sensitivity of readings, high level being um there will be times when people come to us for readings and they're not ready to hear from their loved ones.
yeah.
And it could be their grief is too profound, or I very, very, very careful when it's a very sensitive reading. This is for everyone that's listening, is to you have to be that conduit because we're not therapists. We're not professional therapists. We're only the middle people, is to trust the way that it unfolds. If nothing is coming in, nothing is coming in. If the person doesn't come in that they want, that's the way the reading will unfold. We're trying to meet a need of, of the person in front of us, and we don't know where they're at also in their grief. So trust the way. Well, that's a big responsibility
Yeah.
on us, and
Yeah.
that's why part of your development, fine tuning yourselves, working with sensitive readings. I encourage you to continuously practice, to continuously develop, because it'll help you down the road. If you want to move into a professional medium, you're going to receive clients that will have highly sensitive situations that may have happened in their lives or their loved ones. And you have to start to become a therapist, a psychiatrist, counselor, all of that in one, and just trust. Um, if nothing comes in, nothing comes in. You need to stop the reading, you stop the reading. They may not need um, that loved one to come in. It could be something else going on in their lives. It could be a psychic reading too that they need right now. Steve, I just touched on a whole bunch of things in a short period of time, but you can see how huge and multifaceted the
Absolutely.
mediumship journey is, or spiritual journey. So,
Absolutely.
anyways, I'm so sorry, Carol. You need to practice. I want you to practice.
No,
I'm
no,
so sorry.
I'm glad
There's
we went down
a
that road,
lot
Effie,
here.
because we haven't had a chance to talk about any of that on this channel, so I'm glad we did. But yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can grab a spirit for you. Let me uh see who I have coming in here. Okay. And full and fair disclosure to our YouTube audience, I have worked with Effie before, so I do know some of her spirits, but my intention today is going to be to have, if I bring in a spirit I've already brought in, have that spirit give me new information, as Effie did for me. So, um, and as I look into your spirit world, Effie, I'm becoming aware of a man, and I think I brought this man in before. Um, but he is, how do I say this? I'm going to say like almost like European dress, rather than stateside dress. Okay, and that's that is such a
Mhm.
strange thing to say, but Europeans do dress different than people on this continent. So he's got European dress and this man, dark-haired gentleman who wears glasses, and he has a habit of, I want to hold my hands like this and kind of like rock back on my heels a little bit when I assess situations in people, and I don't feel a family relationship with him. I feel like he is like a peer. I'll put him in a peer tier. It's funny. Little spirit joke there. Um, okay, so are you understanding any of that, first of all?
We have a lot of European
Do you? Okay.
people. Yeah,
Oh,
quite a
okay.
few.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good. So let me. But do you understand this kind of like rocking back a little bit, holding the hands and rocking back a little bit? That's what this. this
Not just yet,
no.
but
Okay.
keep
This
going.
is okay. Um, this is totally random, but I see this man standing beside an overhead projector, and there's a
Um,
screen in the room, okay, and he's showing stuff on an overhead projector. So that tells me that this is old, because people have not used those in quite some time. And okay, and when I look at this room that he's in, he is, this almost looks to me like a class or something that he is teaching, because he's in the front with the overhead projector and there are people behind him, okay, who are watching what he's got to show on this. screen, and
Mhm.
this looks, I'm trying to read the information on the screen. Give me a second. Okay, what appears on this screen from what I can see is uh numbers. Okay. A
Mhm.
lot of numbers. Okay. All right. So you understand that? Okay.
I
Um,
understand as you're getting more into the reading a couple of men that with numbers.
okay. All right. Um, let's see what else he's got to say. Coffee drinker, big coffee drinker. Um, yeah, and I feel like this guy may have had a connection to France. France. Okay. He just feels kind of uh what do I want to say this? Um, I feel like this man had uh liberal politics. Okay. Definitely not a conservative. He's more on the liberal side of things. And 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 French keeps on coming in here. I am hearing French words. Okay. So does any of that make sense to you?
Not well. It's a bilingual country. Not just yet. I
Okay. Let me lean more into him.
do have someone. It's a female that lived in France that spoke French, very liberal. But
Okay.
you have
Now
a male.
this is a male. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. And he also, like I said, is in front of this group of people with an overhead projector showing numbers on the screen. And okay. All right. I think, and for the benefit of our YouTube audience, these are the readings that are more difficult to land. Um, when you bring in somebody who is not in the immediate family tier, but I choose to speak with those people anyway because I believe that if they're here, they have something important for my sitter. So I'm going to work on this a little bit more, see what else I can find out about this guy. Uh, okay, this feels to me like this is actually not a business setting. This feels to me more like um, a classroom. Okay,
Okay.
like a college or something like this.
Okay.
All right, and
There is a French teacher that has passed.
okay. Well, so I want to go back and I want to revisit this thing with France, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm not sure
Okay.
that, like, I don't feel like he was, quote, French per se, but like I feel like he knew the language and had a connection to the country somehow, and that's what I want to figure out. Uh, okay, and one of the connections that he has with this country is literature, okay? And it feels to me like he has. Um, a very, very high level intelligence and would read things like Voltaire. So, this is relating to like French writers and things like this, okay, and like a love of the culture, but I don't necessarily, matter of fact, I'm sure he's not French, okay, but he just kind of like admires the
He was not French.
he,
That's
he was not
correct.
French. Okay, all right.
He was not, yes.
Okay. All right. Do you know if he would read Voltaire? That's kind of
No,
weird.
I wouldn't know, but I know he
Wouldn't.
was not French, but he's loved France.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, for the benefit of our YouTube audience, okay, sometimes when you're a medium, information comes in that like is so out there that like I can't even imagine that Effie would know this information. And I'm going to tell her anyway,
Right.
because
Yeah.
sometimes people, spirit will come in and they will say things not because the sitter knows it, but because they want the sitter to know it. Okay. And um and part of this has to do with like a support of um causes in France that were more on the radical side, financial support. Okay. And I doubt, I imagine you don't know that. Okay. But this is what he's telling me is that he supported financially some things going on in France that would have been a little more radical, which is
I can understand that for him,
really
Carol. There's something where he was, yeah, very much a justice cause
okay.
fighter.
Oh, okay. All right.
That would be
Yeah,
him. That would be
it's
him.
kind of strange. It's like a freedom fighter,
Yes,
but
that would
only on
be.
the financial side. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, he had a way about him.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Uh, and so he's referring to you, like at the time that he met you, he's referring to you as being a blank slate. Okay.
Yes, I can
Okay.
take that.
A blank slate. All right. Actually, he says a blank slate with a beautiful mind. Okay. So, and his way of speaking is um,
Yes.
combination of pompous and archaic. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. How he spoke,
Pompous.
yes.
Okay. All right. And so I have to kind of like translate what the way that he's saying this and put it into words that we would use here. So he's talking about your mind, Effie, you being a blank slate and just having this wonderful inquisitive mind about you. Um, he's he is likening you to Joan of Arc. Okay. And
Very
say,
much. I understand Joan of Arc.
do
Yes.
you
Who was
really?
she? Yes.
Okay, all right. So he is likening you to Joan of Arc, and he's saying this with sincere admiration. Okay, and saying that you were like Joan of Arc. Um, wow. Okay, I get the sense that you knew this man for like a certain period in your life and
Yes.
lost contact with him.
Correct.
You understand? Okay,
Correct.
so
Yes.
he's coming in after a long hiatus. Um,
Yes. Has
okay,
isn't he hasn't come in often. This is nice to
okay,
hear from him.
okay. All right. I'm going to ask. I mean, I'm going to ask him for the benefit of our YouTube audience. I'm going to ask him how he found Effie, since like he's this is someone from her distant past, and now all of a sudden she's connecting with her, and I want to learn, and I want to see why how he found Effie out of everybody in the world. And so his comment to that is that he had hoped that you would be here. He had hoped that you would be here, and he came looking for you out of all the people that he interacted with over the course of his life. Um, this is really going down a peculiar road. so so now
Trust.
he's talking about like Freemasonry, okay, and this is so abstract. This is kind of blowing my mind. But all right. I'm going to say it, not evidential, but I'm going to say it anyway. Okay. So he says that you were a male in a previous life.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
You
I've
were.
just, so this is very relevant what you're sharing right now.
Okay. All right. So he's
Carol.
talking about you being okay. My mind is blown. Okay. So he's talking about you being a male in a previous life. Okay. And being involved in, um, he's calling you the keeper of secrets, the keeper of secrets. Uh, he's saying that he knew you in the previous life, okay, but that your relationship was different, okay, but it's like the connection of your minds keeps coming back, okay, to and he's using the term neural network, neural network. I don't even know what the heck that is. Okay, but all right, tell me why you're here. Okay, so he is here to tell you that he's prepared to assist you on the next leg of your journey. Okay. And he's showing this as like one of those old fashioned wooden sailing ships that have the big figureheads on the front. Okay. All right. And he's standing on the front of that ship with you and pointing off into the horizon, and he's kind of joking about it. It's delicious imagery, and he's pointing and saying, we're going to go in this direction. Okay. But he's telling you that he wants you to go in a specific direction. This is what is important. And he's just asking for your trust. Okay. And he's saying, I'm going to take you the shortcut.
That's what I've been asking for. Give me
Really?
some help on some shortcuts here, because mom,
Okay. All right.
we can
So
do so
he's
much work, and
okay.
give me a
Okay.
break.
So, all right. So he's going to take you on the shortcut. And, okay. What else? Okay. Wind it down here. Okay. And he says, you're going to have so much fun. Okay. But he's here to take you on the shortcut. So you to, he's asking you now to reach out to him. Okay. And,
Mm,
uh, do what we've been talking about here. Send the signal from the earth side out to the other side. Okay. And let him know that you got the message, and then he'll show you the shortcut. Okay. And I'll
okay.
leave you that
Carol,
light, love.
Carol, wait for your feedback. So
Oh,
we talked a little bit before about signs and how the communication works and how they want to talk to us. This morning before it came on, my dear friend is all of a sudden, she sent me a map of Italy. And I went, that's really crazy. Why is she sending me a map of Italy? I love Italy. Great to visit it one day.
mhm.
And I'm looking at all the regions of Italy. I was very drawn to it. Well, this man is Italian, and he loved his Italian roots and he spoke Italian, but he was a
Okay.
French teacher in high school,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
right? So he would be talking about Italy, and I just absolutely, even his last name was so Italian. So this is his way of communicating that he's coming into the reading today in the best way that he could. I never expected him to come in, but because I shared, we need to be open in how they come in and any way and shape and form they're going to do their best. And just right before I came, 10 minutes, I got a map of Italy from my friend out of nowhere. She sent it to me. She goes, here, F. She goes, look at this gorgeous country. I'm like, that's so weird. We never talked about Italy. I never said anything to her about Italy, or even I'm not traveling to Italy. But he went to my friend, which was the best way for him to communicate, and for her to send me a map of Italy. I don't know how that works, but he did it. And I have to trust. Why would I get a map of Italy out of nowhere? Nobody sends me
Today.
maps of countries.
Today. Why would
before a
you get a
reading.
map
And
of
today,
Italy
and all
today?
of a sudden, and here he is. I didn't think of him because someone I would never expect to come into a reading.
Well, that
Very, very random. He
long
comes
ago.
maybe once.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's a teacher, and guess what I am?
Okay. All right. You're a teacher. Okay. And that explains the overhead projector. That would have been when you were in school. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, at that
Okay.
time. And he loves history.
Okay. Okay.
He talked about French and the Revolution and
Wow.
all of that before. And then I would just, he was loud, he was pompous, but he was a man. Today, I look back, I respect him because I learned. He
Mhm.
wasn't giving me shortcuts to learn French. I'm not here to make it work for you. You have to put in the effort. What did we just talk about? Development.
Yes, exactly.
You have to put in the effort. You have to
Absolutely.
develop. You have to fine tune this. You have to gather this discipline inside you to want to do this. So he would say this in class. You have to want to learn French. If you're here to learn certain words or just to get the credit, that is your choice. But he is here to teach and he will teach. And he did. He was an excellent teacher. And because of his ethics and habits, I liked him because I was disciplined and at that time too. So
Wow.
I would take his classes and I would learn. And I loved that type of teacher because he wasn't the type with ChatGPT today. He would be just appalled. He's like,
Sure.
we need to learn how to write. We need to learn how to write eloquently or how to write the right way. And this, we're not taught by AI. So this whole stream of AI, he'd be totally, this is shortcuts in life. You're not fully learning practicalities and the love of the language and how to speak, how to read. We're relying on tools, technology, gadgets. But how do we refine ourselves? We can't rely on robots to take over the world. So this man is an incredible man. He's a teacher. And then I didn't get to know him personally, but I loved him as a teacher. And
Wow.
people are like, oh, you're in his class. Good luck. I'm learning French. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
learning. He's not gonna make it easy for me. So,
That's funny because I had a teacher like that who has come into my sessions periodically, but um, people avoided him because he was so hard. I mean, if students were assigned to his class, they would transfer out because
mhm.
he was so hard. But I love that man because he taught me, and
Yes.
he
Yeah.
put so much information in my mind. It was fantastic. And I understand that. And isn't that interesting that we both wanted
Very
teachers like that, you
Yes,
know?
and then this is why because later on in life and after post education, challenges come up in our lives, we're prepared. We have something inside us, resilience,
Yeah,
because of the habits that the teachers helped us to navigate this life's turmoils in any way possible. So
absolutely.
we don't crush and crumble
Yeah.
down. And so this is a teacher of ethics, a great teacher, the way he taught. So um, he's talking. So one of the things today we're in a fifth dimension. And so for the audience is that we're in a different place right now in this world. So we don't need to go anymore to access Akashic records. We can do that ourselves. And when I found this tool out earlier this year, is I started to move into learning about my past lives. And
Well,
there
I'm
was
glad you
a
brought that up.
certain past life that I was a man and I was terrible. And I did not like who I was in that past life. And I was just appalled at my behavior and how I treated women. Oh, this is one. But the one that you picked up on was another one. And I didn't even want to move into that life or even look into it further. But I was just shocked at who I was because it's so different who I am today. And it was how I treated women and just everything about me was the complete opposite. But that's an experience
Yeah.
I chose. And I was a terrible person to people. So it was, ugh. So I know now with my knowledge, and you know also this, Carol, that I must have done some terrible things in that past life that I had to recuperate, that I had to, in next lives, balance it out karmically. So probably I was the people that, the opposite end of the spectrum. So I'm going, wow. Like, so, but the one that you picked up on, um, there is a information secrets, the Templars,
Yeah.
the Knights Templars.
You had a
So
past
I was
life.
in France and I was riding a horse and I was running for my life
Well, that
because
makes
they found the secret. There is no coincidences, what you just saw. And it came, and I don't dream, and I never dream, but it also came into my dream that night when I was moving into my past lives as a man. And I fell off the horse and I was running for my life to get over the bridge, to get over the wall. And I made it. But what happened was that they had gone into the castle and they had uh, I escaped just in the nick of time. But I was running for the horse. I just fell from. I was in garb metal on a horse. The horse was going as fast as possible. I was sweating profusely at a place of panic. I was going to die, and I fell off the horse. I was just running for my life, and I just made it. Just so the secrets to carry the secrets. So Saint Joan of Arc is a French peasant girl who believes she received divine visions telling her to save France from English domination during the war. Successfully led the French army to a major victory. So the way that the world is moving and how it's changed is there are certain visions I'm receiving, and how do I move into them? And what do I do? Because I'm alone. I don't have an army. We're alone in this world. And I've been doing this work alone. I don't have a tribe so I've been asking for help. And I've been asking the spirit world for help. But where is the direction to move into? Because you're a medium, you're a teacher, a guide, and you're also working at the same time trying to balance my life out. But
Right,
which is
right.
the direction to move into? And it's almost where this teacher would be the perfect person for me to come onto my team and give me strength to help me move into places into the direction I need. He
Okay.
is perfect because
Okay.
he is exactly the type of teacher and mentor on my team I would want directions. He was so focused in what he did.
Yeah.
And that is what I loved about him, and so am I. When I put my mind into it, I move into a place, and he was passionate about French. So I'm so passionate about my spirituality. So
Wow.
this is
Wow.
perfect.
Wow. 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 Well, this has been certainly a different day on the channel, hasn't it been? We've really, gone down a rabbit hole with some of this stuff, but I think it's fascinating. And you know, uh,
Great.
I'm
Thank
glad we
you.
had the discussion. Really, I think it's super. So, but I guess it's
He doesn't come to people very often.
yeah, yeah. And
He
here he
doesn't. So
came in, and
because you're open
yeah,
to the
yeah.
way it unfolded. And I want to thank you so much for that too, because I need him. I need him. Like it's people like him are perfect.
He's going to be standing on the bow of that ship, just sailing right into the sunset with you. So, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Thank you. Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
All right. Well, we want to say thank you to our YouTube audience for joining us this morning. If you liked all things mediumship, we're going to be back here on this channel at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time next Saturday morning, every Saturday morning for that matter. And if you enjoyed it, I hope you hit like and subscribe. I definitely suggest you go and check out Effie's website, which is www.effilink.com. Okay,
That's it.
and look at
Yes.
some of the classes that she has to offer because she's a phenomenal teacher, as you can tell here. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and close it down with a prayer. If everyone would join me, please. Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Thank you for this gift of mediumship that you've given us, and allow us to use this precious gift to help others who need your healing and love. Bless our friends and loved ones and protect them from sickness and harm. Bring joy into the lives of people who have sorrow, health into the lives of people who have illness, and abundance to the lives of people who have little. Thank you for the lessons that you've given us today, and help us to continue to build a relationship with you that is based on love and trust. And always, please help us to be the lights that change this world for the better. Amen. Alrighty. Thank you. And we hope
Thanks,
to see you
everyone.
next Saturday.